Whoops. Let's turn this around. Hi. Chaim Malevsky here. Out of the West Side. We're just a few days after a very special day in the Hasidic calendar, the day that affected world Jewry, and it's Chaf Av, the 20th day of the month of Av, where we celebrated or commemorated the date of the Rebbe's father's Yohrtzeit. The day of the passing of the Rebbe's father. His name was Rabbi Levi Yitzchok, and he was sent to prison in communist Russia, to Alma-Ata, and in Kazakhstan. And he passed away there in 1944. Rebbe, we know the Rebbe a little bit. You can imagine where the Rebbe came from. Rebbe's father was a great man, Kabbalist, a genius, and a Jewish leader. And he took care of his people in ways that the Rebbe describes. And the people who lived there described were complete with Mesiras Nefesh, with complete self-sacrifice. And in the end, he paid with his life, literally. The Rebbe would say that on a day of the Rebbe's Yohrtzeit, of the Rebbe's father's Yohrtzeit, we should learn something from his teachings, which elevates us and elevates the soul. Today, I'm going to share with you what I think are mind-blowing peeks into the beauty and the truth of the Torah from one specific perspective in the world of remez, which is the hint, where things are hinted in the Torah, and specifically in the world of Gematria. Gematria is the numerical value of something. So every Hebrew letter has a numerical value. Aleph is 1, Bet is 2, Yud is 10, Kuf is 100, and ends at Taf is 400. So it goes from 1 to 10, then it goes singles, and then tens to 100, and then from 100 to 400. In the world of Gematria, in this mystical world, oftentimes they use Gematria, which means numerical value in Aramaic, to show that when two words have a similar numerical value, they also have a connection or a meaning, a similar meaning. And here's two incredible examples of that. So the Rebbe's father says that in the Mishnah, it says in the Pirkei Avot, it says Ben Chamesh Lemikra, and it goes through a whole list of people's stages in life, and it says that a 5-year-old should be learning Chumash, Torah, and the Rebbe's father says, what 5 years of learning, at 5 years you're already learning Chumash. What kind of prep must you have before you start learning Chumash? So obviously, you need to have mastered the alphabet, the Hebrew alphabet letters. And here he goes on and says a beautiful thing. He says, take the word year in Hebrew. That's Shana, commonly known word. Shana is spelled Shin, Nun, Hey. What is the numerical value of Shana? Shin, Nun, Hey. Shin is 300, Nun is 50, Hey is 5. 355. So he says, take the word Shana. Child needs to be 5 years, studying the alphabet for 5 years. So take the word Shana, multiply it 5 times. Shana, 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 Shana. That's 355 times 5. You do the math. Okay, that's right. It's 1775, 1775. Let's put that number aside for a moment. And God willing, after this program, when I get back home, I'll post screenshots of these numbers or the calculations. 1775. Shana 5 times, year 5 times, 1775. Then he says, take the letters of the alphabet, the Hebrew letters from Aleph to Taf, from the first to the last, and let's start adding them one at a time. Aleph is 1, Bet is 2, Gimel is 3. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 goes exactly like this, plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 10. Then it jumps to 20s, plus 20, plus 30, plus 40, plus 50, plus 60, plus 70, plus 80, plus 90, plus 100, and then jumps by the hundreds, plus 200, plus 300, plus 400. Add that number together, and then, says the Rabbi Levi Yitzchok, Rabbi's father, you add the 5 final letters of the Hebrew alphabet. There's 5 letters which are only found at the end of a word. They are Kaf Sofit, Mem Sofit, Nun Sofit, Pei Sofit, and Tzadik Sofit. Add them all together. In addition to the previous number we have, you'll get exactly 1775. 1,775 letters. So the numerical value of the year, the word year, Shana, times 5, and the numerical is equal to the numerical value of each of the single letters of the Hebrew alphabet, 1, 2, 3, 4, alphabet, all the way through Taf, including the 5 final letters, demonstrating how the first 5 years of one's life, a child is learning the alphabet and mastering it well. That's one incredible thought note. Now, just a little bit more now. Another very much related one that is not part of this note in the Rebbe's. Actually it is, but it was elaborated upon by others to explain. In that same note, the Rebbe's father says that the word, all the letters come from somewhere. He's quoting the Sefer Yetzirah, which is known as the first mystical word, which is attributed to Adam Harishon, or Avraham Avinu, or a combination thereof. So it says over there that all the letters of human expression, all the words, the sounds, come from 5 expressions, 5 places, 5 sources in our mouth, basically. And all the letters, and it just describes the specifics. I'll just tell you what the 5 are. Some sounds come from the throat, some from the palate, some from the tongue, some from our lips, and some from our teeth. So we have 5 places, sources, from which sound emanates, or the letters, the sounds are formed. And the Rebbe says that these 5 sources are called the 5 givurot, the hey givurot, the 5 restrictions, strengths. The word gevura, you must be familiar with, is the opposite of chesed. And the 10 attributes in which God creates the world. It starts with chesed, which is kindness. Well, it starts with chabad, which is intellect, but in the midot, there's chesed, which is kindness, unlimited kindness, and there's gevura, which means restriction and holding back. And the Rebbe's father says that any kind of measurement, any kind of midah, is associated with the word gevura, restriction. Any kind of border, limitation. There's a fence over here. This gate over here is bordering, is telling us don't cross. There's a gate over here by the bushes. It's telling us don't cross over the gate. It's a border. I'm standing until here, from here and beyond that is beyond my border. So any kind of measurement is associated with gevura. So he says a fascinating thing. He says the final letters of the Hebrew alphabet, all the final letters, the Kaf Sofit, then a Mem Sofit, then Nun Sofit. All of those letters, they also have an additional measure of gevura, of restriction, of strength in them, because they end the word. They're only found at the end of a word. They're not found in the middle or at the beginning of a word. The final mem, the final nun, the final chaf, the final pei, and the final tzaddik. And then he says another fascinating gematria, which is a numerical value. And he says that if you add up the numerical value of all those final letters, mem, kaf, mem, nun, pei, tzaddik, kaf, mem, nun, pei, and tzaddik, it's 280. And that's the same numerical value as the words gevura and din. Daled Yud Nun. Gevura means strength and restriction, and din means judgment, which is a similar idea. All din, all judgment, comes from gevura. I just thought that was a fascinating peek into the beautiful truth of the Torah and the way it expresses itself, even in the numerical values of the words. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of the summer. Study this. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful understanding, and this was a little glimpse into Rabbi Levi Yitzchok's life. A very small one, but a beautiful one. God bless you. Take care.